Hi, I'm Tricia, and this is Phil from SkiTalk.com. We're here today with a cage match because we love to talk about the differences between two skis that look similar. So let's talk.
And this is a cage match definitely in that heavyweight division. We have the Salomon Stance 102 and the Völkl Mantra 102. I mean, two skis here on paper that look pretty darn similar until you start getting seriously into the numbers of the skis.
Well, to start with, they both have 2 sheets of metal.
Yep.
And they both have cutouts.
Yep.
One with carbon, the tailored titanol, the metal twin construction.
Yep.
A lot of this stuff looks familiar.
A lot of it looks really familiar until we start getting a little more into the weeds on the skis. So with the Stance, sizes available are going to be a 176, 183, and a 190. Come over here to the Mantra, it's going to be a 170, 177, 184, and a 191. So if you are a smaller skier that is looking for that powerful ski, you do have the Völkl to go with as an option there. This is where things do change a little bit. Obviously, both skis are going to be 102 underfoot. Salomon is going to have a tip of 134. Völkl is going to have a tip of 143. Significant difference there. So what does that mean to you? Well, let's not get into just the numbers. There's some other attributes that are going to really make the differences on how the ski is going to react. We're going to come back to that. Now, coming out of the turn, dimensions on the tail are a little bit closer, with the Salomon being at 121 in the tail and the Völkl being at 124. But again, let's circle back to that tip design. Even though these numbers are very different at, again, 134 and 143 here, how these skis react on snow is really how it's going to change. And we can take a look at that as far as the tip profile here. I mean, we've got a lot more rise here in the tip. This is shorter, a little more abrupt in that tip. We've got a little bit longer of a wheelbase on this ski with a little bit longer of a contact point once we get into that mixed conditions where these skis are really going to find themselves at home. So even though we've got a tip shape that we've got different contact points on here, the Salomon is going to come into that into that turn a little more gradual. Even though it's got that narrower tip, you are still going to get a lot of engagement as you get the ski up onto edge. With the Völkl here being short, a little more abrupt, we're going to have a little bit quicker of a turn in. So it's going to come down to the type of snow that you enjoy skiing in. Are you going to want to ski like the Salomon? That's going to be a little more gentle and easier into the turn, or the Völkl that's going to bring you into the turn a little bit more. Again, as with the cage match, we're not picking one or the other for you. We're giving you the information so you can make that best decision for yourself. Both of these manufacturers also do scaling of their sizing of their skis. They go about it a little bit different directions. Salomon keeps a consistent structure and construction all the way through the ski, and then the waists are going to be pretty static, but they're going to change that tip and tail a little bit. Völkl here scales the construction of the ski.
Not the size.
Not the size. And Trish, as far as in that tailored titanol construction, along with the tailored carbon, what did you feel when you skied some of the variations of that ski?
So I skied the Völkl Secret 102 on a powder day at Loveland, and what I found is I skied it in both a 170 and a 163. And I found them to be very different because in my size, I should find them different. But if somebody is a smaller size and they're on a 163 and then I go out on a 170, we should have a similar experience because of the tailored titanol construction based on the way the ski is built more so than the way it's shaped.
Yeah, and I found that when I skied this ski here in the 177 and the 184, it really wasn't the different length I was feeling, but the different turn shape I was feeling.
For sure.
And getting into that aspect of it and those numbers, a lot of people take a look at, well, what's the radius of the ski? Well, the Salomon in that 183 is going to be a 23-meter radius. Now, Völkl goes with their 3D side cut, which is a little bit different. And what they do is through the center body of the ski. They go a little bit short of a turn radius. We've got a 20-meter radius in the 184 here, but where it also differs is we've got a longer turn radius in a tip of 27 and a longer one in the tail of 25. So what this means is even with a little bit of that quicker rise in the tip, the ski doesn't get nervous in that forebody of the ski. When you pressure the ski in the middle, it comes around nicely, and that tail will do what you want to do out of the turn.
And I found it quite responsive when I got into the turn.
Yeah.
And it gave me that little pop out of the turn nicely.
Yeah. So giving you a lot of information on two really good skis here. Again, which one's going to be better for you? We don't know. But we're going to help you hopefully choose the best one for you. And most importantly, skiing is fun.
If you enjoyed this informative video, hit that bell, subscribe so that you'll stay up to date on the new videos, and check out SkiTalk.com for more ski-related content.
Also, please follow SkiTalk.com on all of your social media channels. No tires were rotated during the production of this video.